everybody. Hey, I thought I'd come live today and just say happy Friday, and it's the beginning of a holiday weekend, so this is about the time of the day when you might feel like you're getting a little bit tired and you need an extra boost. So I wanted to come to you today and show you a new Pampered Chef product that actually, when it came out, I had never heard of it, and it's called a cold brew. I thought when I heard cold brew, I thought this was a cold brew. But much to my surprise, it's not happy hour yet, but it almost is. But much to my surprise, there is a process called cold brewing when you make coffee. And the really neat thing about this is when you can do hot brew coffee and you can do cold brew. And the cold brew, the results are sweeter, smoother, and less acidic coffee. And it's not iced coffee. You can take this concentrate and actually make iced coffee, but you can also take the cold brew and use it and add 2/3 of a cup of water to the concentrate and make hot coffee. And so that's wonderful if you are somebody that loves coffee, but it gives you indigestion, or maybe it gives you heartburn. Some people get acid reflux. So what you do is you cold brew, and you're gonna eliminate all that. You're gonna have the wonderful taste of coffee and the flavor without all that other stuff going on in your stomach. So let me show it to you. I'm gonna do this quick because it's pretty quick process. First thing you wanna make sure you do is when you get your coffee, I like to use a Cafe Fair Trade coffee, and I prefer to use organic. I drink coffee every morning, and so I feel like that's probably a really wise decision, is to not have pesticides going into my bloodstream every morning to get me going. So, but what you want to do is you want to grind your coffee and have it be a coarse ground. You can buy it coarse ground. You'll want to put it on put your lever to either where it shows if you're having if you're using a French press, that's when you want to use coarse ground coffee. Or you can buy the beans, and if you're a serious coffee drinker like I am, I grind my own beans, and that really gives you a robust flavor, so good that you don't even need to add cream to it, because you're really going to get the taste of that coffee. So let's get started. The cold brew pitcher, it's kind of cute. Let me show it to you. It has a little vest on, and it unbuttons. And the reason for this vest is when you are pouring from it or putting it in your fridge, it's easy to grip onto, plus it just keeps it from sliding around. It has a little arrow on the top of here, so you can always put it on right. I don't know if you could see that, and then you just bring it around to the front of you, and then you just button this on, and this comes off so that you can easily wash this container. It's just a glass container, and it has several pieces to it. Let me get this buttoned up, see? Isn't that cute? Okay, so this has several pieces. The cold brew pitcher has a funnel, because we're gonna be pouring water down in there. And then it has this mesh stainless steel screen, and this is for the coffee. Now, if you're going, Cheryl, I'm not a coffee drinker, never have been, never will be, that's okay. It also does tea, so you can do your loose leaf tea, which I think is awesome. I love both. So, okay, so all you do is you take this and you screw the mesh screen in here like this. It's nice and snug. And then this just drops down into your cold brew pitcher. Hope you can see it. I think you can. It's hard for me to see from here. And then you take, can you all see it? Maybe somebody can tell me, because we are live, so I can see that you joined. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me today on a Friday. Since I can't come to you, I'm bringing you to me. Okay, so then you want to take 1 cup of your coarsely ground coffee. Now, I already measured this out, and you want to take it and you want to put it down into that mesh screen. So do it very carefully like this, and just until it gets filled up. I wish you could hear this because it's so coarse, it sounds like sand going into this funnel, and oh my gosh, it smells so good because I just ground it. It's awesome. Okay. So we've got it down there, in there, super simple. And then you take 5 cups of water and then slowly pour it over the grounds. Now once this seeps, you'll pour in, and then you might have to stop because it takes a while. I think you can probably see it going through. I'll hold it up. Let me put some water in here and then I'll hold it up. So that's just 5 cups of water. You can use purified water. And the reason you want the coarse ground is because it'll flow through the coffee. If your coffee is really, really fine, it's gonna plug it up and it's not gonna seep through. So you wanna make sure it's coarse, and see you can see it's starting to go down in there. And then, like I said, once you get this all in here, then you're gonna let it seep for like 18 to 24 hours. And someone just told me at my show last week, because they've been doing cold brew forever. I had no idea I was missing out on such good coffee. But they said that they just leave it on their counter for 18 to 24 hours, and then it makes a concentrate, and then you can do several things with it. This has been my thing of the week. So warning, I'm on cold brew. This is my cold brew concentrate that I made earlier in the week. And then I drink coffee black, but for this cold brew, if I'm not having it hot, if I'm gonna have it cold, I made up my own homemade creamer. And I don't do dairy, so this is coconut milk, and it has coconut sugar in it, and it has cinnamon, and it has nutmeg, and it is amazing. So I just put a little bit of this that's already been seeped for 18 to 24 hours in my glass with some ice cubes, and then I'm just gonna pour a little bit of my homemade creamer over the top. Woo, I won't lick that off. You're watching. I can't lick that off. Okay, and then just stir it up, and especially about this time of the day, I am like, woo, I get tired. So, Do I have a milk mustache? Oh my gosh, that's so good. But you know what else you can do with this that's so cool? I better keep pouring. Is you can make a coffee float. Just take some ice cream and some melted chocolate and add it to this coffee. And then you can put a little dollop of whipped cream on the top. You can take this coffee and you can put it in ice cube trays and you can freeze it. And then you have these little coffee discs, and all you do is just drop them in your glass and add some ice or whatever you want to add to it, and you've got a little coffee ice cube. Let's see, what else can you do with this? There was one, oh, coffee milkshake. Coffee milkshake. You can just you can take this concentrate, add some of your favorite ice cream. It might be vanilla, it might be caramel, and put it in the manual food processor. Soften it a little bit, add some of this coffee concentrate to it, because remember, this is going to be concentrated. So you're not going to want to like fill up a whole cup with this, because you're going to be zinging around like a hummingbird. So you'll just put a little bit for flavor, and then you can make your own coffee milkshakes. So coffee is really actually good for you. It's full of antioxidants, so it's going to keep you healthy. Coffee helps improve your performance when you're exercising, so that's why I like to drink mine every day. Let's see, what else is coffee good for? I wish you could all talk back to me. You can comment. Coffee is grown in areas that they call the coffee belt, and what you'll always want to remember about the coffee belt is that the only place coffee beans will grow is in the tropics. So if you are looking for a good place to vacation, I recommend you find a place in the coffee belt. The only place in the United States where coffee beans grow is, guess what? Hawaii. It's a definitely tropic place. What else? Oh, coffee helps you burn fat. I know you all want that to happen. So there's a lot of really good things about drinking coffee. So I like it. And one last thing I wanted to share with you, because I thought it was kind of funny, is, and this goes on here. I think we've got all the water in here. We're just gonna put this lid on now, and then I'm gonna stick this on my counter for just about 24 hours, and then I'm gonna have my cold brew. But legend has it that in Ethiopia, the farmers were watching their goats, and the goats were going out and eating these coffee berries, and inside a coffee berry is a coffee bean. And all of a sudden, the goats started dancing on the hillside, and that's how the coffee bean came to be. They saw what happened with the goats, and everybody started drinking coffee. So I hope you enjoyed this cold brew video. I wish I could share my iced coffee with you. Remember, cold brew is just the process. It just makes it sweeter, less bitter, less acidic, so it's gonna be easier on your tummy. Have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and if anybody wants one of these cold brew pitchers, you know where to get it. Have a great day. Bye. I gotta pop you off. Bye from my kitchen.